1995 was a wild year at the movies. Pixar launched Toy Story, James Bond was back in GoldenEye, and Batman had nipples.
It's the car, right? Chicks love the car.
But not every film found an audience. For every hit, there were spectacular flops. Movies with giant budgets, big stars, or massive hype that just couldn't deliver. These are the films that aimed high and fell flat. Some were disastrous from the start, others, well, cult classics in disguise. Let's rewind the tape and look at the biggest box office bombs of 1995. Number 8, Virtuosity.
Just because I'm carrying around the joy of killing your family inside me doesn't mean we can't be friends.
Denzel Washington versus a virtual serial killer played by Russell Crowe. Sounds like a hit, right? Virtuosity had a cool premise but goofy execution. Crowe hams it up as a VR Frankenstein villain.
Come to the real world.
I think I'm gonna like it here.
While Denzel looks like he's trying to find the exit.
Where's my gun?
It cost $30 million and didn't even break even worldwide. A weird entry in both actors' resumes. Number 7, Nixon.
Do you really want this stick? And this time, I can feel it.
Nothing says holiday fun like a 3-hour political biopic. Oliver Stone followed up JFK with Nixon, starring Anthony Hopkins under a pound of prosthetics. It was well acted and ambitious, but way too long and way too dry for December moviegoers. The Nixon family called parts of the film reprehensible, and that it was designed to defame and degrade the president and Mrs. Nixon's memories.
They can't impeach me for bombing Cambodia. The president can bomb anybody he likes.
The statement also criticized Stone's depiction of Nixon's private life, that of his childhood, and his part in the planning of the assassination of Fidel Castro. It earned just $13 million domestically on a $44 million budget. It did snag Oscar nominations, but not enough to turn a profit. Number 6, Strange Days.
Lenny. Lenny!
Go to the Sunset Region right now. Go! Go!
Now here's one that's aged well. But back in 1995, Strange Days was just strange. Produced by James Cameron and directed by Kathryn Bigelow, it's a gritty cyberpunk thriller set on New Year's Eve, 1999. Critics were split, audiences stayed away, and it made under $8 million domestically on a $42 million budget. However, Angela Bassett won Best Actress for her role at the 1996 Saturn Awards, along with director Kathryn Bigelow for Best Director.
Pay attention, motherfucker!
Roger Ebert even gave it 4 out of 5, which was pretty rare in this era. For me, the movie simply suffered from bad timing, not only due to the competition, but also being a bit ahead of its time. Today, it's praised for its themes and ahead of its time concepts, but at the box office in 95, it was a digital wipeout. Number 5, The Scarlet Letter.
Mistress, if you do not speak out the name, you must wear upon your bodice this symbol of your sinful fornication.
Demi Moore starred in this baffling adaptation of Nathaniel Hawthorne's novel, which ditched most of the book and added random sex scenes, a war subplot, and yes, a Hollywood-style happy ending, while the book sees Arthur dying and Hester eventually returning to her community. Additionally, the movie adds a romantic subplot and gratuitous scenes not present in the novel. Overall, the film is criticized for taking liberties with the source material and prioritizing a more commercially appealing narrative over staying true to the book. The film cost $46 million and made only $10 million at the box office. Critics tore it apart, Moore won a Razzie, and English teachers everywhere wept. Number 4, Judge Dredd.
The DNA is a perfect match for Judge Joseph Dredd.
So the evidence has been falsified. It's impossible. I never broke the law. I am the law.
This was supposed to be a gritty sci-fi blockbuster based on the cult comic, but between Stallone's miscast performance, the cheesy dialogue,
You're safe.
and the odd decision to cast comedian Rob Schneider as his sidekick left the film feeling like a satire.
And of course, scumbags.
Oh, that'll win him over.
Did I leave something out, Pa?
Let me kill him, Pa. I want his ears.
I want his teeth.
And was way too goofy to be taken seriously. It had a massive $90 million budget and brought in a disappointing $34 million in the US, with a worldwide total of $113. Once you factor in the massive marketing budget, the film was a massive failure. A video game was released to coincide with the movie for the Sega Genesis and Super Nintendo. The biggest complaint from fans of the comic was that Stallone had his helmet off more than on during the film, and it killed the movie magic. Number 3, Jade. Remember when erotic thrillers were a thing? Well, Jade tried to ride that basic instinct wave. Same screenwriter, Joe Esterhaus. Well, not exactly, because the director, William Friedkin, pretty much rewrote the entire script, but with none of the heat or suspense. It starred David Caruso as a district attorney who gets assigned a case and discovers that a key suspect is his ex-lover, Katrina.
Freeze it right there. Magnify it. Jesus.
As he gets deeper into the case, he uncovers dark secrets with far-reaching implications. Caruso had just left NYPD Blue to become a movie star. Bold move, but not a great one. Critics called Jade confusing and forgettable. Audiences agreed. It made less than $10 million on a $50 million budget. Caruso quickly retreated back to TV, which turned out to be a smarter career path. A director's cut with an additional 12 minutes of sexiness was later released on Cinemax in 1996. Number 2, Showgirls.
Where are you from? Back east. From where back east? Different places.
Here's a movie that flopped so hard, it looped back around into legend status. Showgirls from Basic Instinct director Paul Verhoeven starred Elizabeth Berkley in a role that nuked her post-Saved by the Bell career.
I'm so excited! I'm so excited!
The NC-17 rating killed its commercial chances, and critics couldn't believe the over-the-top acting and tone-deaf dialogue. I actually managed to avoid this movie up until now, and I must say, I didn't expect to laugh as much as I did. The movie came off almost like a spoof to me, with over-the-top acting and awkward dancing.
Chill, okay?
I'm chill.
I don't like Garth Brooks.
Me neither.
With a $40 million budget and just $37 million in box office returns worldwide, it was a financial faceplant. But in the years since, midnight screenings, cult status, and even an off-Broadway parody. Still, in '95, Showgirls was a neon-lit disaster. Let's finish with the granddaddy of cinematic flops.
There you are, Morgan! Come to seek my treasure, have you? Don't move. I'll be right down to help you count it.
Let's finish this.
Cutthroat Island was supposed to revive pirate movies, but instead it buried them for nearly a decade. Directed by Rennie Harlin, known for Die Hard 2 and Cliffhanger. The film was basically a wedding gift to his then-wife Geena Davis, who starred as pirate Captain Morgan, leader of a pirate crew who go on a quest for the treasure of Cutthroat Island.
He left it for all of you.
That's his bloody scalp.
It's a map to Cutthroat Island. The buried treasure of a Spanish gold ship. More gold, jewels, and plunder than you've ever dreamed of.
Michael Douglas was originally signed on to play William Shaw opposite Davis, but as the script was developed, Davis's role kept growing as Douglas's kept shrinking. After he bailed, they had a difficult time attracting another leading man, and eventually cast Matthew Modine for the role.
What did you say?
You're a very beautiful woman. I'd like to wash your feet.
The film cost a staggering $90 million, which might explain why they fired 12 screenwriters before settling on the final script. And it bombed hard, making just $10 million domestically. The film's failure was so epic, it bankrupted Carloco Pictures, the same studio that gave us Basic Instinct and Terminator 2. For me, the characters were flat, the plot confusing, and Geena Davis as a pirate captain just doesn't work for me.
Mr. Trotter, take the crow's nest watch for the next 12 hours.
Mr. Blair, prepare to come about. Steer south-southeast.
On to your stations, men. Prepare to come about south-southeast.
With so much action in the film, not much really happens, which is really disappointing. It's got some fans now, but in 1995, it was pure box office poison. So what do all these movies have in common? Big budgets, bigger expectations, and box office disappointment. Some were ahead of their time, some were just bad, and a few found redemption later on. But in 1995, they all flopped hard. Did we miss a favorite disaster from that year? Drop it in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more cinematic train wrecks from the past.